Story time how I caught my man cheating on me and his side chick came and lit my daughter's car on fire thinking it was mine. So on this particular day that I found out he was cheating on me, I went to go drop off my daughter at school, so it was early in the morning. Something told me to log into his Facebook. So I log into his Facebook as I'm driving home, and I see he's messaging this girl that he previously was messaging. And so I get home, and of course I'm talking mess to him or whatever, and he's getting dressed, and I'm like, where are you going? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, he's gonna go to his mom's house to go do laundry, all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, well, you're not taking my car. So long story short, he ends up leaving around 8:39 in the morning. Okay, so he leaves. I don't hear from him for a long time. If he's at his mom's house, he's gonna call, he's gonna FaceTime. He's one of those type of men that just is a bug. So I don't hear from him until about maybe 1 o'clock, and I start texting him and he's not answering, and then I start calling. I call probably about 4 or 5 times, and then the phone answers. So at this time, when the phone answers, it's a female, and she's like, hello, and I start going off. You could hear them kind of like wrestling over the phone, and then he gets on the phone, and I'm like, going off. Who the F is that? Blah, 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 blah. He's sitting there trying to play it off that it's his cousin, all this other mess or whatever. And I'm like, that's not your cousin. You don't hang out with your female cousins. Like, I know that's not your cousin. I'm not dumb. And then she starts talking mess to me, and she's like, yeah, I'm not his cousin. That's why I'm effing him and all this other stuff. So I'm going crazy. We live together, obviously, so I'm like, I'm about to throw all your stuff out. You're getting out of my house, blah, 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 blah. He's still trying to go with this story that it's still his cousin. It's his cousin, that she just doesn't like me and she's talking mess. So at this point, I'm not dumb. So I throw all his stuff out. I send him a picture, and this girl, she's still talking shit, and she's like that she's gonna come over here, and she's gonna come over here and beat my ass, all this other stuff, right? So I call my dad, and I'm like, Dad, come over here, because I don't talk to a lot of people, so I'm like, Dad, come over here. Let's call him Dwayne. Dwayne's coming over here with his cousin, and they're threatening to beat me up, this and that, whatever. So my dad comes, of course. Then about, let's say, an hour later, Dwayne shows up. He shows up, he knocks on the door. He's asking for his charger, blah, 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 blah. I end up just throwing it outside. I peek outside. I notice that he's in the female's car, and she wasn't in the car. So he leaves. Of course, he's still there, blowing me up, texting, all this other stuff, whatever. I'm like, tell me who it is. He uses a fake name, right? And he's like, all she did is just, suck his thing, whatever. He's still begging me, whatever. So fast forward, it was a Sunday. So long story short, I end up getting the girl's real name after a couple days, right? So stupid me is still, entertaining him, going over there to his mom's house, all the extra stuff or whatever. And so all of this happened on a Wednesday, right? So long story short, he ends up telling me the girl's real name. On that Sunday, stupid me picks him up. We get to my house, and I swear to God, as soon as we walk in the house, I get a friend request. And the friend request is from the girl. And we'll call her Sarah. Okay, so Sarah Lopez. I get a friend request from Sarah, and I show him, and I'm like, is this her? And at first he's like, no. And I'm like, you're lying. This is her, right? And he's like, yeah, please don't add her. Block her right away, blah, 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 blah. And I just get this feeling like, you're acting too fucking sus. Because why the F is she trying to add me? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? So, of course, I add her. Then, as soon as I add her, she messages me. And she goes, so, are you taking I use his real name. So anyways, long story short, she messages me and she's like, something to the effect of if I was taking Dwayne to work or something. I'm like, how the fuck does this bitch know that you're with me, right? So I end up calling her. She doesn't answer. Then she starts talking all mad shit, like talking all this shit or whatever. And I tell him to call her and put her in her place. He's like acting like sus, like doesn't want to call her, don't want to tell her anything, don't want to say nothing, right? So then finally I get him to call her, and he's like, nah, like leave me alone, like I'm with Mariah, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, when the fuck have you ever called me by my name? When, you know what I mean? Like just saying stuff. Like there's a lot that transpired, but I you know, there's a lot of messy stuff that happened in the middle of it. So anyways, she's still writing me on Facebook, right? And she's talking mad shit, like saying all this stuff that he told her about me, about my kids, talking shit about me, talking shit about my house, talking shit about my kids, like a lot of personal things, right? And so that's the reason why he did not want me to add her. That's the reason why he was so scared and was telling me to block her. And he was sitting there trying to say, oh no, I just don't want you in drama, blah 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 blah. So I didn't entertain it. I didn't say anything back to her on Facebook. I block her, right? This bitch finds me on Instagram, and in my head I'm like, if this is a one-time thing, why the fuck is this bitch so fucking adamant and so like treating me like she got cheated on? You know what I mean? It should be me, the one blowing up on her. She knew about me. She knew that we were living together. She was a side chick. So I ended up eventually telling her that, like, how are you this mad at me when you're a side chick? And she's like, how am I a side chick? Like, just talking all this mess or whatever. So apparently he was telling her that he was basically just staying with me because he couldn't move out, that we weren't even doing it, that, like, gave her this whole fantasy that they were supposed to be in a relationship, all this, whatever. She's still talking mad shit on Instagram. Finally on Instagram, I just started talking shit to her. Like, I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you on Instagram. If you want to run it, we could run it. You know what I mean? And then she's still talking shit because I already knew she knew where I lived, because she was picking him up from work and dropping him home at my house. But how she knew that he was at my house is because they were sharing fucking locations. So when he came to my house on that Sunday, she knew right away where the fuck this motherfucker was at, because they were sharing locations. And of course I found that out when she messaged me or whatever, and I asked him, and he was like, I didn't even realize it. What who the fuck does that? Who shares locations with a side bitch? You must be really trying to prove yourself or proving something. So anyways, back to the Instagram. So eventually I ended up just like really stop entertaining her bullshit. Like, she's like going ham, like sending me voice messages, sending me text after text after text after text, like sending me all this shit. So finally I'm just sending her like a clown emoji, like whatever. And then she's like, oh, you're gonna know, I'm gonna pull up, you're gonna know when I'm there, I'm gonna honk, blah 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 blah. Eventually I just block her, right? So fast forward, I don't hear anything the next day. Tuesday night, which would have been 2 days later, it was kind of late. A stupid me still talking to him, right? I'm still talking to him like a dumbass. It was about 12 something it was about 11:30ish, right? And I'm sitting here stressed. Like, I just found out my man is cheating on me. Like, I had this bitch talking mad shit. I'm lost in my emotions. I'm stressed. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get a vape from the store. I'm gonna go find a vape store and go get a vape, right? So I end up leaving and come to part 2 for the rest.